Hameen Media Group presents your NXT Next Level Wrestling Review with your host, Big Ray and the Vet. So,
are you ready? We said, are you ready?
good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good afternoon, and or good night. This is your Next Level Wrestling Review, your NXT review show, your Heatwave review show, your news review show, your old school review show. Pretty much anything you want to, anything you need, we have it here. Just today, it's your hump day. And it's my day off. So, very low energy today. Long freaking week, but you don't care about that. All you care about is if Xia Li, not Xia Li, what's her name? Doesn't matter. One of the fucking lady wrestlers. The Latina. What's the girl's name? I'm a Latina. That girl. All you care about is whether she's wearing a G-string or, maybe something French cut, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No, I'm not wrong. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the pundit of the people, the man with the plan, Big Ray, here to stay to talk some lucha libre today. And before I do that, I wanted to thank Jimmy for covering for me yesterday because I worked a extra long shift. I was in at work very early yesterday, and I left very late. Anyway, but Jimmy, thank you. RBV, thank you. And Matt Schaffer, thank you. And speaking of thankful, I'm very thankful for this person. It's not easy, folks, to have to work with the best in the world all the time and kind of measure up if you can. But I'm going to do my best here, ladies and gentlemen. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is my co-host. He is the best in the world. The Vet.
Yeet!
He's a Rip Rogers guy.
Boobies.
The Vet. Vet. Rip Rogers guy.
Yeah!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he is a Rip Rogers guy. It's the Vet, Jamie Williams. What's going on, buddy?
Hello, everyone.
Hi. How are you?
I am well.
I'm a big kid now. Anyway. Oh, so much wrestling. So much wrestling, folks. It's nonstop, non-stick. And we're going to do something a little different this week because, we do have a lot of show. So I'm going to do this really quickly. Let me just pull up the game. Why is this not working?
Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. You're gonna acknowledge me. You there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are all acknowledged because we have a lot to talk about. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into it. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Okay? Don't get offended. Certain people here that are masters in the rules of the world, they get offended. They get hurt. But just know that you're all in our hearts. We're going to jump right into Heatwave. And then some pro wrestling. No, pro wrestling news, then Heatwave. No, pro wrestling news back in the day, then Heatwave, then, yeah, it's chronological. A lot of news going on, Vet.
So chronologically, we should start with back in the day, and then... No, let's not get crazy.
Okay,
let's not get crazy. Let's just do 3 count, back in the day,
Yes.
Heatwave, blah, blah, blah. Because
Right.
the first half is you, and then
Right.
the second half, you hand the wheel over to me.
All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, it's a 3 count. This is the 3 count. With the latest breaking news in pro wrestling, sports, pop culture, and more. Now, back to Big Ray and the Vet. Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys have had your ear to the ground. Apparently this past Raw, Vet. Becky Lynch says some things about Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know if you heard about. Did you hear about this story at all?
This is on the actual on the air show.
Yeah. So Becky Lynch basically said, I'll just paraphrase. You know, I forgot where the hell they were this week. They were in Ozzy Osbourne's hometown of wherever the hell it was, and she's like, "Yeah, the only good thing to ever come out of here is dead." You know, that type of shit.
Yeah.
And well, apparently, Ozzy Osbourne's daughter, famous, what's her name? She got really fucking pissed off, and the internet is very mad at Becky Lynch. And there is even a rumor that WWE may in fact apologize. Now, I wanted your opinion on this. For me, my opinion would be just saying it's a work, bitch. Like, it's all a work. It's a character. I don't know why. I don't know. Like, you know, I've had people make fun of my dad. You know, he's been dead since 2011. It happens. It's what it is. Your thoughts on that? Yes, Kelly Osbourne is a mark. I guess she was offended. You know, Ozzy Osbourne, WWE Hall of Famer. You know, it's a work, brother. I mean, what do you think there, buddy?
What do I think about what?
I don't know. Like, what do you think about people giving these? Like, do you think WWE should actually apologize to Kelly Osbourne? Are you effing serious?
Well, why can't they?
I mean, they can. Should
why?
They?
Why
That's
doesn't WWE apologize and Becky Lynch not apologize? Wouldn't that be the move?
Yes.
Like when a company has somebody that's an employee of theirs that does something that embarrasses the company will apologize on their own behalf. And then it's Becky's job to double down and be like, I'm not sorry about a fucking thing. Right.
Right. Exactly. And
so
I would say
so it actually would get good heat if WWE apologizes. Right. That's the way I look at it.
I see what you mean. So
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So they should apologize.
Yeah, why wouldn't they make a public apology? Like, the WWE does not condone the comments of Becky Lynch, you know, like, you know, they do not reflect. How many times does some company have to say the views and opinions of so-and-so do not reflect those of whatever, right? Like, anytime somebody goes off, whatever. Yeah. So it's to me that's just what it is. But here's the problem. Here's why we have to have this conversation today, Ray.
Oh no.
You already know where I'm going, because I'm beating a dead horse. I'm spinning a broken record. I'm repeating myself week after week. It's fucking WWE Unreal's fault. All these people are now, oh my God, everybody's hugging and kissing and everything. So now, if Becky Lynch wants to go out there and play a character, well, we know she's not the character. We know she's a sweetheart, a wife and a mother, and we know that she's just playing a character because she's going to hug and kiss everybody later. So now we have to apologize if she says anything like a character. So we can't have any fun in wrestling anymore. Nobody can be a heel anymore. And this is not the last time I'm going to bring up this point.
No.
On this show today. I'm probably going to bring it up 10 more times. So just get ready and realize that I'm self-aware as I tell you beforehand that I'm going to be beating this dead horse, playing this broken record. Okay? Just keep that in mind.
Are you going to beat the dead horse like the way Rampage Jackson's kid beat a dead guy on the floor?
Smooth transition. Should we go to that now?
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that. We got guys like Mark Henry that are actually defending Raja Jackson, the son of Rampage.
Well, first of all, let me just say one thing. I read a transcript of Mark Henry's comments. I didn't see necessarily a defense there, but
he didn't. He didn't. You know what? That's fair. He didn't.
He was talking about everything he was thinking about the whole situation.
Okay, that's fair.
Is how I took it.
That's fair. But we do have some people that are defending this criminal. And I will say criminal. That this is how I feel. I believe that what Raja Jackson did. So I haven't had a chance to speak about this at all.
Right. I was interested to hear you.
So immediately, I've seen everything, every piece of video, every angle, everything, and the fact that the match ended in a fucking pin. Did you know the guy choking on his teeth and blood actually took the pin?
Hey, that's how I would want it if I was the guy.
Okay. So, you know, listen, number one, when you hit somebody first and foremost, when you hit somebody over the head, I've seen it. I've not done it, but I've seen it in the bar with friends of mine. They've hit somebody over the head with the. You don't grab the guy like a work over the head and then kind of hit like the side of your hand with you feel me, right? With the no, I don't know if you do. I don't know if that's how you get into bar fights. Hold on, brother.
I always think it's a good idea. It's fair. Like if you're busting on the guy's head, the least you could do is like cut your hand a little, just for him.
Busting on the guy's head. That's what Colin does.
Hey.
But listen, so first and foremost, he throws basically like a little work thing with the can. And if you listened, I really took my time and studied this whole situation. You could hear the can crunching before he makes contact with the dude's head, so that it explodes. It's one of those gimmick cans, those squeezable cans. Anyway. All right, so that's out of the way. This kid already has a chip on his shoulder. Everybody makes fun of me. Whatever the fuck it is. You could tell he already has issues, and he has issues.
Who makes fun of him?
Apparently everybody. I'm tired of this shit because he says that later on. Oh, I'm so tired of this shit. Everybody makes fun of me. Fuck you. Number one. So now to get that out of the way, right, Vet? Mm-hmm. So now the wrestler is he sees all these fucking cameras and shit, and he's like, oh shit, it's a fucking maybe they're recording something for the internet or for the show or whatever. Goes right into work mode. You know how it is, right? The guys even say that we're always working. They're always working, except for WWE. They don't always work. They kiss and hug in the background. But old school wrestlers always work, and this dude is an old school wrestler. So now with that being said, you continue. Apologies, hugs. They smarten the kid up. In other words, they teach the kid, hey, he thought this was part of the show. I'm sorry. Apologize again, because there was another video of later on in the day. So now time has passed, Vet. Mm-hmm. Time has passed. The kid should have fucking gotten over this fake work can to the head thing. Okay. And he was streaming live on Kick. Maybe he felt embarrassed or whatever. That's another thing. You're tripping my shoulder. Everybody making fun of me. So finally, they get into the ring. And as you guys know, this kid, the wrestler, gave his body to this kid because he knew they had worked something like, look, kid, you can get your retribution in the ring. You can't tell now, I'm angry at the wrestler or the promoter that told him to get his retribution because the kid doesn't fucking understand what it means to get your retribution. He's thinking MMA retribution. He's thinking streets retribution. He's not thinking pro wrestling retribution. Vet, you've been in the locker room. You wrestled on TV. You were a professional wrestler, or you always be a professional wrestler. If somebody fucking hits you by mistake, they call it a potato, whatever the fuck, or he's a little reckless and he goes, "Look, brother, I know I fucking hurt you. I'll let you get your retribution, or I got a receipt coming to me," whatever the fuck he says. What does that mean to you, a guy that's been in the business?
Well, if the guy says that to me, which first of all, that never happens.
Sure. Whatever.
Nobody comes up and says, you can potato me. They're hoping you won't. They may apologize. Mm-hmm. Right. If they say that to me, I mean, it's like, I just look at it as a chance to just like, well, I can lay in a potato of my own or something.
A punch.
Now, just to, be perfectly clear, I will not take the receipt. Like, right. Just because somebody potatoed me, I'm not going to do that to them in the ring. If we have a personal issue, it's going to get settled behind the curtain if there's any physicality whatsoever. I'm not going to wait till the guy has his quote unquote guard down or whatever to do it. But I certainly would never, I'm not the, okay, I'll get my receipt later guy.
Okay.
Even if I had permission.
Fair. But this wrestler was under the assumption now. I've got the wrestler's name, by the way. What was the wrestler's name? Sicko Stu, right? No,
Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu. Former Army veteran, thank you for your service, sir. And anyway, so he was let known that this kid was going to be part of the show. I don't know if he was part of the show before or after. That's very unclear. I don't know if maybe they brought the kid in to be part of the show. I think so. I'm not really sure. Maybe I missed that part. The wrestler, right, gave this kid his body. He allowed this kid to pick him up and slam him to the ground. He kind of jumped into it. You've seen the video. Mm-hmm. The kid doesn't know how to throw a fucking work power bomb, or what was that? A fucking what is that? Arn Anderson does
Well, yeah, he basically just picked him up over his shoulder and Alabama slammed him.
There you go. A shoot Alabama slam. The dude was knocked out immediately. I've knocked people out in the boxing ring, in the street, and I know what it is to see somebody knocked out. You know when the person's knocked out. You know it. This kid proceeded to lay in 22. Like even I think once the guy was knocked out, if he gave him one good one, I might have let him slide just a touch, even though that would be wrong in my humble opinion. I think
can I interject one thing here?
Absolutely.
In my memory of the video, which I watched a couple of times or whatever, I don't know how many times, just to see, maybe 3. In my memory, that punch came so fast, you couldn't even determine if the guy was knocked out.
No.
He could have just sat there. Because if you took if you're a wrestler taking a bump, even if that's a stiff bump, wrestlers have taken stiffer bumps than that. So he could have been sitting there. If he gave up his body and he was expecting this spot to happen, now even if he got the wind knocked out of him or got knocked out of him, he didn't look too surprised that Raja was there to give him a spine buster, right? So he went with it.
He knew it.
And if you were down on the ground taking a bump, I mean, you would be laying on there the same way whether you were selling or actually knocked out. So the fact that he came in with that first punch so soon.
Right.
You don't even have time to know what that guy is doing. Certainly Raja didn't know or care. I don't think he didn't care. But nobody could have seen, because it happened so fast, nobody could have seen what is this guy's actual state right now. And we can assume, but
that's fair.
That's how it looked to me. It looked like it was so fast. Boom. If you were selling, you weren't selling after the first one. The first one he was done already. The first punch, I mean.
Right. So, but my point is that I've seen somebody knocked out, and I know what it looks like, right? This kid is a professional MMA fighter. He's seen his dad fight his whole life. All right, fair enough. The kid was caught up in the moment, and he drops that one punch. Because that happens. Doesn't that happen in UFC fights where the guy just keeps going even though the guy's knocked out just to make sure?
Yes.
But he didn't stop. And he continued. So he went from laying in that receipt or whatever he wanted to call it, to an assault. It went from, after that first punch, I humbly think that it was an assault after that. Because he continued. Again, 22 unanswered strikes. My fucking question is, where the fuck was everybody else? There was a referee and 3 other wrestlers in the ring. At that moment, you know what the fuck is going on. I don't give a fuck if this guy is wielding a knife. Somebody's got to grab him by the legs. Somebody's got to come from behind and pull him off. Somebody's got to do something. Security. You have security there. What the hell? That dude, Psycho Stu, should sue the organization, should sue the promoter who called this fucking kid, who was already worked up and he's a little twisted in the brain, and says, hey, kid, yeah, get your fucking, get your shot in or whatever. And you could hear the kid streaming live. If he's streaming live on Kick as a promoter, right? Let's say you have a talent on your show. You know this person is streaming live. Won't you have somebody in the back kind of seeing what he's streaming? Just making sure that this is all working, copacetic?
I mean, nobody watches Kick, so
come on, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, somebody should be on the ball with that. Nope. This kid's like, yo, I'm going to fuck. Like, basically, I'm paraphrasing. I'm going to fuck this guy up. And I hope he comes back at me. Once he's speaking that way, I'm like, no, this ain't going to happen. This ain't going to work. I would send somebody out, be like, look, kid, we're not going to do this here. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do a show down the road or whatever. I wouldn't let the kid in the ring. This is the promoter's. I feel that this is the promoter's fault. The referee, the wrestlers in the ring, the security there. So many people could have protected Stu. And you say protect. Why would you protect a 6'4", 300-pound man? Well, because he was fucking knocked out already. Defenseless. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The only thing I could offer as I don't know, it's not it's not a devil's advocate.
Read that too, by the way.
Okay, I will. It's not a devil's advocate. It's not like a condoning or anything. It's just I'm trying to think, what could have happened here. If this whole thing, okay, so obviously the spot was planned, right?
Yes.
Now, assuming that the spot went as planned professionally with a work, and he did not lose his teeth and go to the hospital and all this other stuff, but maybe we pretend that he did, if everything was on the up and up and everything. Now, if he's on his stream trying to hype this up or whatever and saying these things, well, that's what you should be saying if you're going to do a work spot.
Okay.
Right? You can say, I'm going to kill this guy or I'm going to fuck this guy up or whatever, because you're just trying to make people believe. So, like, if you're working, you would say that. I would say, if I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at my mindset of, like, well, I'm going to do that. So maybe that's why, if somebody was smartened up to this stream, like you were suggesting, that maybe that's why they didn't think anything was up, because they just assumed it was going to go as planned. And he's just trying to be in character or whatever. And now, but I'm saying this not knowing how anybody else knows these two guys, what they've talked about, what they've agreed upon or whatever. I have no idea the backstory of any of this guy. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of any of Rampage Jackson's kids. Are you kidding me?
I have. I've heard of this kid.
Okay.
I haven't. And I know he's been a problem in the past. He has a short fuse. You should know this if you're bringing somebody into your organization. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it's pro wrestling, so people think that shit is marketable. And that's why we've had, weird situations throughout the history of everything. As Liz says, didn't his dad, referring to Rampage, say he shouldn't have even been there because he gotten a concussion days before? Or is that his dad trying to work the angle? Well,
no. I don't know. You know what? I can't say yes or no. Maybe, maybe not. But neither here nor there. It's an assault. And I don't want to make this political, but it is California. People are asking, well, why hasn't he been arrested yet? Well, it's California. They're very lenient when it comes to assaults. I know this for a fact. This isn't an opinion. This is a fact. You get people that get beat up in the streets, people that get robbed, and they get mugged, and they get raped, and they get all this shit, and they let the person go 2 days after with a fucking $5,000 bond. It's the way it is in California. It's like that here in New York, too. It is what it is. We got people like Mr. Beast, a very famous influencer on social media, saying that he's going to help pay for this kid's recovery, this young man's recovery, Psycho Stu.
Mr. Beast needs to just pay for the whole thing.
I'm pretty sure he will.
I think he could dig in the couch and get something.
Chris Jericho, I think, donated a couple of $1,000. I think it was about $2,000 or $3,000 to his GoFundMe, so on and so forth. I'm not going to link anything. I'm not going to tell you. You guys can Google it yourself if you want to support this brother. Good. If not, it's up to you. But with all that being said, man, this was everything wrong with independent wrestling, because I've seen shit like this all the time when it comes to the indies. Guys jumping off of fucking rooftops onto the fucking concrete. You've seen this.
Well, that ain't this though.
I'm just saying, like, it can be very reckless. So Rikishi owns this organization, which was under the WWE ID banner, no longer affiliated with WWE, because now Psycho Stu can maybe even sue WWE. Who knows? I don't know how this works. But now WWE has nothing to do with them. So this whole Rikishi owns it. I guess he has a guy promoting it, right? He hired a promoter or whatever. That promoter needs to be fired. Everybody on that roster who had an opportunity under WWE's banner, it's fucked. Fucked.
The first thing I think of is how many times we had to hear about Rikishi complaining about his son's push. I think you got other things to worry about, or you have had, and now you still do.
Do you have any closing thoughts about this whole situation?
Yes. So, as you said, you looked at every piece of everything. Right? So that must mean this is kind of a big story, right?
Huge.
bigger than just wrestling bubble. This is mainstream media now, right? People are reporting that this happened.
Reported it.
LA Times.
The New York Times.
Yeah, but specifically LA Times reporting that the LAPD was called to investigate and all these things that night, right? So we're not talking about tabloid rags that are always involved with wrestling. We're talking about legitimate outlets or whatever that are saying...
It's not Dave Meltzer.
Right. Of course, he's got things to say, but it's not only him is what we're saying. So this is a big deal, right? This is huge news.
Huge.
And it's important. Now, if I told you, Ray, that I went to an independent wrestling show...
Oh, no.
And there was a match, and some guy slid in and hit a wrestling move and some punches on a guy and then got pulled off or whatever, you'd be like, well, so what? Isn't that every wrestling show? Aren't we going to talk about that 5 times on the Next Level Wrestling Review?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you understand? This is an extreme example, but do you understand why I'm talking about every week I'm saying the finish of this match is so-and-so comes out to beat up so-and-so and so-and-so comes to make the save, right?
Right.
Okay. We see this all of the time. It's not news. But when somebody does the exact same thing that all these wrestling shows do to end all their matches, now it's national news because it's real now, right? So we're so lazy. They are so lazy and desensitized with their stupid, paint by numbers bullshit wrestling booking that something that should be like shocking and like appalling or whatever is just whatever happens on any wrestling show. And then NXT just cuts to a promo in the back when it's happening now. They don't even let the thing play out.
Yeah, you got Zarasol back there.
Yeah, but if you just look at it on the surface, if I just describe what Raja did, that's just every wrestling show. It's not even special.
Right. Like if you didn't see it and you heard about it,
right,
you would think, oh, that's what all.
Yeah, okay. So we're just talking wrestling, right?
Yeah.
That's why you can't do this shit. This is why I've been saying these same things over and over again, talking about this. It was like I used to be saying like, fear for your life. That was like a thing I was saying for weeks about Tony Khan making fun of the CM Punk Jack Perry incident because they got people getting lit on fire over there. And he just grabbed a guy once and got fucking, quit the company and all this stuff happened and they can't talk about it. That's what reality is. But then they want to show you these other things. It's the same thing we're talking about with this Unreal and everybody hugging and kissing. And then Becky Lynch has to, Becky Lynch says a promo and now WWE has to apologize. You see why I'm saying all this? Like, this is why we have to you can't just keep doing the same old shit, Yeah. It looks totally different when it's real, but you're trying to sell it to us. And eventually we get desensitized and we check out and we stop watching. And then we just talk about how we used to watch.
Also, I think it's fair to add that Rikishi allegedly is telling the locker room not to cooperate with the LAPD or whatever, the California Police Department, whatever department that is.
That's not shady at all.
No, right?
Hey, well, at least the LAPD can look and see that that's being reported, that's being said.
It's just all kinds of ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, just a quick little note here. I will move on, Vet. Quick little note here. It says, according to PW Insider, Vince McMahon is expected back in court on October 16th for his reckless driving charge from last month. He'll probably have to pay a fine and not do any time or anything like that. It is what it is. Hey, good news for you, Vet. Orange Cassidy has been cleared, and he'll be returning to AEW TV sooner than later. He's simply waiting on creative plans. Your thoughts on Orange Cassidy?
Damn, they blew that surprise. Now I know to look for him.
Yeah. What do you think they're going to do with Orange Cassidy next? You're an AEW guy. You watch it. I don't.
Well, he's got to come right back in at a top spot.
World Heavyweight Championship?
Yeah.
Do you think they put the belt on him? Ever?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. They shouldn't. On his Marking Out with MVP and Dwayne Swayze podcast, MVP said, I know you love these podcasts that we've never
I love
heard
the,
of.
you know, I love it. I am one, you know.
What was the name
like
of that podcast?
I'm the and that guy of these things, but
what was the name of the podcast that you and Jimmy were talking about this past week? It was like the Victor Valenzuela podcast.
Already forgot. We'll never remember
remember.
again.
Nobody remembers. But anyway, on that podcast, MVP said Ricochet was originally going to join, the Hurt Syndicate before plans ultimately changed. What would the Hurt Syndicate look with a Ricochet? I think that would be good, right? Character like Ricochet there. Let me fix my mic. I got to mute myself.
So Ricochet was supposed to join the Hurt Syndicate?
Affirmative.
They teased that like a long time ago, and I guess nothing came of it. It would have been okay, I don't know. Ricochet's making a lot of stuff work. He's like juggling a lot of lemons and trying to make lemonade as the best he can, but it's really hard in that company because there's no consistency.
Right. No, I get it. I just
and plans change, pal, you know?
They don't have a fun character like him, right? Because as much as I thought Ricochet was a joke or whatever in the WWE, I think, and not that I watch AEW, but everything, recaps and stuff that you guys talk about, I think he's doing a phenomenal job there. Like if he ever does decide to come back to WWE with that same character, I think he'd make some money, don't you think?
Well, I think so, but he's making money now. The only problem is people aren't appreciating it because, look, WWE and AEW have the same problem. They are both stacked with talent, and they both are stacked with filler, but they don't know what to do with anybody. And the difference between WWE and AEW having all these talented people that they don't know what to do with is WWE should be ashamed that they don't know what to do with anybody.
Shame.
AEW has the excuse of a guy that just got into it as a fan and just starting from scratch. Like, you can't figure this shit out in 5 years. I'm sorry. Tony Khan's done as best as he can with no real knowledge or experience, but you can't figure this stuff out in 5 years. But you can't say that kind of shit when you're looking over on the other side of the aisle and you've got not only Triple H, but you've got a Michael Hayes, you've got Paul Heyman and stuff. And you mean to tell me you don't know what to do with any of these people?
Right.
Really? You guys? Really?
Yeah.
You tell me the billionaire's kid doesn't know, I go, yeah, I get it. It makes sense. He's figuring it out. You got these guys have the same exact problem. Really? So, anyway, should Ricochet be in their business? Nah. And they tried to do that angle with MJF, and then they abruptly ended it. And I thought, well, the only way this makes sense is if this is a swerve and the Hurt Syndicate's going to help.
MJF is not with the Hurt Syndicate no more?
No, they already squashed that.
Wow.
And I thought it was setting up the end of Forbidden Door, where where they put all these stipulations in place where the Hangman could lose the title if the wind blew a certain way, and nothing ever happened. So I thought the Hurt Syndicate was going to come out and be like, ha, we were with Max all along. We help him win the title, all this other stuff. Nothing. Just nothing.
Nothing.
So,
well, hey, I have a soundbite for these two young talents.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
And that goes out to Ice Williams and Jordan Oasis. Do you know who those guys are?
I've heard of Ice Williams. He's part of the ID program, right?
No. He was part of the WWE ID program. PW Insider notes that Ice Williams and Jordan Oasis have been released by WWE ID.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who? How do you get released that you're an independent wrestler?
Damn, it sucks, bro.
Does that mean no one will ever book you now? Like, is that I've been released from the indies?
Hey, did you hear that Jake Hager, Jack Swagger shoot that he did on the Ariel Helwani podcast regarding?
No, I've only seen like little
I didn't really. I was gonna ask you about it because I know that he said some shit about Tony Khan, that he's over involved and shit, and then him and Dax Daxon and Axum and all these guys were like, no, you're wrong, asshole. Here's the screenshots of you apologizing and stuff like that. Jake Hager, man. I think the guy could have been something, especially in AEW, but they just slapped a purple hat on the kid and said, "Hey, get over," which he did with the purple hat. Like, you have an Olympic type, like you have an incredible college athlete, a former WWE champion, still young when he signed with AEW, and they just fucking put a purple hat on the kid.
Oh, there was other things that happened before and after that.
I don't know, brother. I don't know what to tell you.
He got put with Jericho and it was game over.
Well, let's jump into let's go back in the day. Unless there's any other news topic that you would like to discuss, sir.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, right? There's nothing out there. Hey, you know what? Why don't we do this real quickly? We'll give the chat 10 seconds. If you have a question or you have a topic that you would like us to discuss. So with that being said, you have 10 seconds. Counting down now. 9, 8, 7. All right, that's enough. I don't want to do
the 10 seconds ran out while you were talking.
We should have like one of those 10-second countdown clocks. Don't you have one of those things, like the 30-second gimmick that you guys play before the show? I never used that.
Yeah, I don't know why anyway.
All right. No, super salad, vet. Super salad.
It depends what I'm planning to eat as the entree, right?
I guess so. No, you were not acknowledged. We acknowledged.
Ooh, I guess that's the best acknowledgement that Scott Woodford can offer. We had to do a group acknowledgement for everybody that's joining. We had to do a group acknowledgement. So technically, you have been acknowledged. What this means, like if we give you the group acknowledgement at the top,
that's just so much shit.
Okay, don't look at it as, oh, he didn't personally call my name out and he doesn't love us.
I love you.
Think about it like the people that come in later after the acknowledgments are over, they're all already also acknowledged, whereas they don't get acknowledged if they're late, right? That's their punishment for being late. But this is actually extending further credit and courtesy to the people that show up late, that they have been acknowledged, pre-acknowledged.
Really quickly, Vet, I haven't had chunky soup. Remember chunky soup?
What do you mean remember? It didn't go anywhere.
Well, it kind of did, and we're going to jump there, but I have to throw this up.
As a matter of fact, it takes up the entire grocery aisle now, because there used to be like 3 or 4 kinds, and now there's so like 600,000 kinds. Low sodium,
right?
Extra sodium.
Like when you and I were kids, they had either chicken noodle or the beef stew, right? There was only 2. So the other day, like Jen couldn't really cook, and I didn't have time to cook, so I just picked up a can of chunky soup. Protein, no big deal. I took one of those flatbread things, and I brought it with me. Not flatbread. What do you call those? Pitas, whole wheat pita. And that's what I ate for lunch. And I have to say something.
I just pictured you trying to hold the pita open and pouring a can of soup.
That's what I did.
And then you bite it and it goes out like all sides. Why don't you just
this dude knows me so well.
Why don't you just eat the soup and dip the pieces in it?
I didn't. I tried to put the meat inside the pita. That's wild, dude.
What were you how was that gonna play?
Listen, but let me just tell you something, bro. I was so disappointed. When I was a kid and you got a can of chunky soup, Vet, that shit was filling. You had half a cow in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, this was just like some carrots, a couple of like soft carrots, and like 3 pieces of meat. And I was like, God damn Joe Biden. It's like, my God. No, it wasn't Joe Biden.
Well, here's the thing though, right? When we were kids,
Vet, don't even
when
go
we were
there.
kids, right? No, you don't. You have no idea where I'm going. When we were kids, the circus was still around. So when animals died, there was a lot more meat to put in those soups. But
that is disgusting.
We've gotten a lot of, circuses are inhumane. you know, we can't just take the dead circus animals and make them into Campbell's soup anymore. So that's why they're stingy with the, you know.
That is
you gotta wait. You gotta now wait for a zoo polar bear to die before you can get it. Before you can get the chunky sirloin burger.
I'm just saying, bro.
Low sodium.
I'm just saying, like my boss went to McDonald's. He never goes to McDonald's. He came back and I said, "Let me see what the burger looks like."
Oh, man, you thought those patties were small before.
How much did you pay for that, Ray? My boss name. How much did you pay for that, Ray? It was like $20-something for just like 2 cheeseburgers, some fries, and a fucking small Coke.
Oh my God! And the Big Mac patty is like a silver dollar pancake now.
Jesus, it's just, I miss the old days, man. I do miss the old days. That's why I just go to a diner.
Even they suck now too. Like everything sucks.
Depends. My diner over here is not too bad. And the Greek diner by my mother's is still wonderful. Still owned by the same family. And
I was about to say, well, if it's family owned, it's probably different.
Oh yeah, Zaffi's. If you ever on Grand Street in New York City, tell Mike Big Ray sent you. Zaffi's, where everybody eats the good. Ladies and gentlemen,
let's go back to a time when the Big Mac patty was the size of a, you know, like a
patty.
I don't know. Yeah, almost. It was almost the size of a normal patty
when it actually filled the bun. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to this day in professional wrestling history.
Will you stop? What you gonna do?
Boobies. I'm serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are going back, way back, to August 27th. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's August 27th, 1990-something, Vet. And it's not just 1990-something.
Almost 100 years, nothing happened.
It is, yeah, 100. Yeah, depending, thousands of years if you count the Greeks when they wrestled back in the day.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to 1990. We're going back to SummerSlam. It was held in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Texas Tornado, Vet. You may have heard of him. It just said Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It doesn't say anything about the Spectrum. But it says here that the Texas Tornado won his first Intercontinental Championship, pinning Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. The first match was advertised as a 2-part main event. So Hulk Hogan win via countout against Earthquake in a very decent match for both people, according to this website. And the Ultimate Warrior retained the WWF Championship against Ravishing Rick Rude.
In a steel cage.
In a steel cage. Your thoughts when you were a kid? Did you know, were you watching World Class Championship Wrestling? Did you know who the Texas Tornado was? Did you know anything about Kerry Von Erich? And if you didn't, was just shaking your head no. What did you think of when you saw this guy come into the WWF ring for the first time?
He looked confusingly similar to the Ultimate Warrior. That's the first.
A lot of did you have friends that thought they were the same person? Because I did.
No, because maybe, but no, because they were, like you said, they're on the same card. You don't think he just painted up and then went and did work twice, right? That's what people thought.
That's what some kids thought. Yeah, back in the day.
I could see that, but. I mean, I did know the name Kerry Von Erich, even though they didn't use it very much. Like, I think the WWF identified him as Kerry Von Erich, like the Texas Tornado Kerry Von Erich, a few times, and then they dropped it and just called him Texas Tornado after that. So I knew the name Kerry Von Erich because I had this book that was given to me by a family friend called Professional Wrestling: The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. A lot of people may remember this book. It had you know which one
I know exactly what. Let me see if I can find it.
It had any like everything from it was like you couldn't have any WWF pictures or whatever. So like if it was Hulk Hogan, the only pictures they had of Hogan in this book were from Japan. It had like, you know, Jake the Snake from, you know, where he's like wearing that like burlap sack pants or whatever with a string belt. You know, it was that kind of stuff. So Ric Flair was on the cover, I think. Jimmy Snuka was on the cover. You know, a lot of people may remember this book if you pull it up, but I saw the Von Erichs in this book. There you go.
There it is right there, brother.
Look at that Japanese Hogan.
This is Japanese Hogan. Yeah, look at that.
How many people had this book, guys? You guys remember this?
I had this book. I had this fucking book.
So
man.
cool. A lot of old photos and a
oh my
you
God.
know, like a write up on all these wrestlers, you know, profiles basically.
A new one is $100. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Dan Heffron had the book.
Is this on the inside here?
Yeah, look at Bruiser Brody there. Yeah, look at that. Look at those cool ass photos of Road Warriors. See, that's where I see these guys. I had this book. So I'm like, why are these guys? I only watched WWF. I'm like 5 years old. So I'm like, where are these guys? You know?
How great is this, man? You know, I learned, it's funny because we had all the channels. We had all the wrestling in New York City. Like when I mean all the wrestling, everything we had. But the fact is that most of the shit I got was from magazines.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the after mags. And later on, I would end up working with the wonderful Willie, aka.
It's crazy how that works, right?
I have to be honest. It was surreal. The first time, like we video chatted, and I'm like, this is the guy that I used to watch on NWA TV give out the award shows. It bugged me out. Wonderful Willie. But anyway, yeah, we were
so the long answer, sidetrack, but that's how I knew Kerry Von Erich. So when he came in as a Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, I was like, oh, he's one of the guys from that book, but they're calling him Texas Tornado now.
Yeah, I didn't, and for those that didn't know, he did lose his entire, I think it was his entire right foot or left foot in a motorcycle accident. It was amputated, and he had a fake foot. He had a fake gimmick foot, and he had to learn how to wrestle with that foot. Nobody knew. I didn't know. Did you? No.
No, it was rumored. I mean, I didn't know then at all. And only in the, you know, in later years when you hear about people tell the story, you know, some of them, you know, talked about it as if like that was the rumor, but no one was sure.
Yeah, well, we found out that it was true, and it was hard. It wasn't easy, but he did it, brother. Unfortunately, the entire family pretty much died. With that being said, fun times. Yeah, it's a little awkward there. In 1995, let's go to 1995. Triple H, then known as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, made his in-ring pay-per-view debut in SummerSlam. Do you remember who he pinned?
1995?
Yes, 1995.
Oh, God. I feel like his first major feud was...
debut.
Yeah, his first major feud was Henry Godwin. But at SummerSlam...
I didn't remember this either, so
I will remember when you say it. I'm trying to think what was on that. That was the main event of that one was Mabel versus Diesel.
Well, this guy was they considered him to be the spark plug of the WWE at the time.
Yeah, Bob Holly.
There it is.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was hardcore, but he wasn't back then. He was Sparky Plug, wasn't he? Bob Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat him with a pedigree on the same show. The man under the cane mask, Glenn Jacobs, also made his debut.
Oh, I know this one.
Yes, DDS. What was this one?
He wrestled Bret Hart.
Did he?
Didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just wanted to cast out just for
he's just yeah.
dramatic.
He was Jerry Lawler's dentist, Dr. Isaac Yankem, DDS. And this is just at a time where Bret Hart's probably just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what is going on here? This is ridiculous. Would you stop?
A couple more months, he would get the title back from Diesel at Survivor Series. But in this weird time between, you know.
Yeah. Well, here's a weird time, and this is it. We're done. Back and only 3 things happened on August 27th. And we're going to the year 2000. In the year 2000. All right, I'm not going to do it.
Another SummerSlam?
What?
Another SummerSlam?
Well, it is SummerSlam, and it was the first ever tables, Ladders and Chairs match, which took place at SummerSlam the year 2000. It was a triple threat match with Edge and Christian defeating the Hardy Boys. Oh, where's my mind? The Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys to retain their tag team championship. Is this the infamous spear from the ladder match? No, that was WrestleMania. Yeah, okay. So this was a follow-up.
No, this would have been match. The spear, the hanging spear, if you're talking about that one, was next year's WrestleMania. So it would be 2001.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me just hit the gimmick here. They start this off. They've added some stuff, some notable deaths. We did say goodbye in the year 2020 to the great Bullet Bob Armstrong. And in 2010, we lost the great Luna Vachon. But, ladies and gentlemen, we can wish a happy birthday to the incredible, incomparable, and quite dangerous Jazz. She was born in 1973. The great Khali, it's his birthday. You can wish him a happy birthday, 1972. And let me tell you something, brother. You can go on Twitter right now, and he almost always responds. It's the great Sergeant Slaughter, who was born in 1948. He is very active on Twitter, legitimately. Just send him a gimmick salute or a picture of G.I. Joe or something like that, and he fucking gets back right to you. Sergeant Slaughter, born in 1948, Vet. How exciting is that?
It's very exciting.
Gotta love the Sarge. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we usually jump right into NXT, but we got some Heatwave to talk. So let's fade the music. All right, Vet. Let's play something else in here. Let's see.
Go ahead. Play something else.
Why doesn't it stop?
Yeah,
all right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so
stop this.
We got what? Relax. Hold on. We got Heatwave, ladies and gentlemen. It is Heatwave 2025. This was the pay-per-view this past, or the PLE, or whatever the hell, the special event held by.
I don't know about that P part.
I don't know if anybody.
MLE.
Think anybody's paying for this shit? Anyway,
they want their money back.
Vet, this is the big show of the summer for NXT.
All right.
So why don't we break it down, brother?
You said that without cracking. I couldn't even listen to it without cracking.
What are you gonna do?
The big show of the summer, the thing they threw together to just fuck with AEW again. Hey, at least this closet was bigger than the one that they did the Great American Bash in.
I enjoyed this closet, by the way.
It was a fancy closet.
It's a nice closet.
It's like when one of those rich people has that whole extra room dedicated to their Jordans.
I think I have. It's where they had the show the other day, right? With all the weird
Heatwave.
Yeah, but it was this background. Oh, I deleted it. It doesn't matter. All right, whatever.
It doesn't matter. Let's forget about it.
Yeah, who cares?
All right. So just briefly, there was a Olive Garden.
Nah.
Yeah, that guy's gone.
Yeah.
He's dead. They killed him.
They all are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got the countdown show. It's just basically a bunch of packages or recaps so that you could, but they did have some original content, such as 3 sit-down interviews. It was Lola Vice sitting down with Andrea Basarte.
I don't know what that is.
She's like some sort of a multimedia model / everything that they look like they were sitting at the Triple Mania location. So
They probably were.
They just talked about some stuff, nothing major. Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele sit down with Kelly, and oh boy, more on that later. Mm-hmm. Then Oba has a sit down with Blake Howard, the shiny guy. So nothing really groundbreaking. So we can get right into the main show, which we open up with a triple threat.
Oh, why would they do that?
It's Jada Parker versus Lola Vice versus Kelani Jordan. The first thing I notice about this, Ray, the one legitimate fighter in this match is the one that has her hair down. Even Kelani has braided it up a little bit. So that was funny.
That was funny.
Do you have anything to say about this match? You know, chauvinistic or otherwise.
Kelani Jordan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice. Well, as usual,
2.5 butts.
Well, you know, again, to be fair, Kelani Jordan does have, if I can say respectfully, an incredible body. I think she's a very, 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 very attractive,
proportionate,
very attractive young lady. This was a pretty, for me, it was a pretty decent opener. I think all the girls really, really did well. Even Kelani Jordan, I think she did well. Again, Kelani Jordan, I don't have a problem with her wrestling. I think she's actually pretty fucking good. It's just her character. Like, I don't know if she knows what she is.
And her booking.
And yeah, sure. And, in fairness, all of it is not her fault. All of it is not her fault. She's given something, and like you guys say, she has some turned chicken salad into chicken shit and lemons into lemonade, all that shit. But it was a fun match, man.
But that's the thing. Like, at this level of experience, when they hand you a lemon, Kelani Jordan is just putting the whole lemon into the glass and dropping it and handing it to you. Because she doesn't know how to make it. She doesn't know what to do.
She doesn't know how to make a good lemonade. It's not easy.
She's at the point now where she's cut the lemon in half and put the half in the glass so that at least some juice could drip in the glass.
Well, I see her just pouring some water into a glass and just throwing a lemon in there and thinking it's gonna, like she's confused. She thinks it's like
no sugar,
tea, no sugar. She's just drinking
no sugar, no water, just lemons.
Lemons. They picked the right girl to go over in this match. I think it is time. They almost destroyed Lola Vice. They almost killed her career. We know this. We've spoke about this 1,000 times. We're going to have to go back into this. But I will say this, my friend. Hold on one second.
But then they shipped her down to AAA a couple times, and she's...
Hey, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to stop the show real quick, and I'm going to just give a quick shout-out to Todd Brantley, who says, shout out to my cousin Calvin. Passed away about a week ago. He was a big wrestling fan like myself, and I wish I could have spent more time together. I miss you, and I love you, cuz. And our sincerest condolences to you and your family, bro. I will share with you guys. That I have a very close friend who is my brother. We grew up together, and he's in hospice. After I'm done with you, and after I talk with Matt, I'm gonna go visit him. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because you guys are my family, and I spend every week with you guys, and of course my buddy here, the vet. The reason I'm sharing this with you and Todd is because Todd says something here that's very important. I wish we could have spent more time together. And I just say that for those that we love that are here, spend as much time as possible. Tomorrow's never promised. So I just want you to know, Todd, that my heart goes out to you, man. I'm sorry you're hurting right now. And we love you, brother. And hopefully, our show can, make you forget about, sadness. Be sad about wrestling. Isn't that fair, Vet? Wrestling has a lot to be sad about.
Yeah. That's some hell of a transition.
I'm trying. I tried, but we love you, Todd.
Yeah, let's keep,
man.
Let's keep being sad because we have to talk about NXT Heatwave. So
we'll do that. We'll be sad
anyway
as a family.
Yeah, like you said, Lola Vice went over.
Yeah, she was the right one, even though
Jada's shoulders were nowhere near down, but that's fine. It's better than the referee stopping everything to just completely ruin the match. And it gives Jada an out to complain, as a heel that her shoulder wasn't down. So,
but it was cool, man. I think the girls, like I said, worked great. Yo, I mean, they wouldn't have gone wrong with Jada Parker or Lola Vice winning. I'll be honest with you, Vet. I really, really thought they were going to put Kelani Jordan over. For some reason. I'm like, wow. Because, they always shove her down our throats.
Well, I think they realized their mistake, and that's why they circled back to Lola Vice. So that means that in the future, if they circle back to Kelani Jordan, that's why. Right. They need time to reflect.
Sure.
Right.
Much like Todd is reflecting, and he says that if he puts over Ash by Elegance, you have to understand he's going through some shit. Elizabeth, we love you so much. Another meeting at your awesome job. So we'll see you later. Maybe if you want to watch this in replay, we'll talk about you when you leave. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a little while, and what do we got over here?
And what do we got over here? A cup of potatoes. A cup of potatoes.
Cold-blooded. With a $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend.
It is, just so you know,
yes,
appropriately, the super sticker is a lemon high-fiving a pear.
What?
What looks to be a pear.
I really wish I could see those things, man. It's not fair.
Yeah. You'd have to pull up the actual YouTube thing.
I appreciate you. Cool.
All right. The culling has a meeting with music underneath. Moving on. Jordan Grace is working out with a non-Stevie Richards Fitness approved band. I don't know what kind of band this was. This is some bootleg shit that she's got.
Mad
Figures.
Whack, son.
Figures. All right. Next match. NXT Tag Team Championships. Dark State versus the Honks.
Bro, every time the Honks are in a match, I personally forget how fun they are to watch. Now, I know you are not the biggest fan of the Honks, not at all. But will you admit that when they put a match on, and when they're doing their thing, and when they're doing those suicide dives, and when they're firing up, and when they're in the ring and they're moving, and they're exciting. You don't think they're a good wrestling tag team? They're good at their jobs. No? Come on.
When you see these guys,
Oh boy.
You remember the setup they had for SummerSlam this year?
I do not. I don't.
I'm just, but okay, whatever. Remember some recent setup. The big outdoor arena, the big long ramp with the big pyro and all the video boards and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then these guys walk out. Does that fit?
Come on, Pat.
Does it?
No.
Okay. End of story. When you see a wrestler in NXT, you should be thinking, this place is too small for you. If you're not thinking this place, this building, this company, this brand, this whatever you want to call it, if you're not thinking this is too small for you, it's time for them to get their walking papers. Like when you see somebody like Julia come in, you're like, what are you doing here? When you see somebody like Stephanie come in, you're like, what are you doing here? Right? And Obafemi, you look at that guy, you're like, what are you doing here? Hank and Tank, you're lucky to be here. That's as simple as I can put it.
But you didn't answer my question. Are they not fun to watch, though, when they're in the ring?
Well, I guess that's just me cutting myself off because I already know there's no future here. But, I mean, for what they want, for what they want to do, for this here, I guess the people are into it. That's all that matters. But as we'll see,
It's over.
these people are weird. So, basically the story of this match is that 4 versus 2 doesn't add up because even though there's only 2 official members of Dark State, the other 2 are allowed to just hang out and do whatever they want and fuck the match up. And eventually that means that your new NXT Tag Team Champions, Osiris and the other guy.
And the virus. Dark State.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Sugars and the cheese sandwich were the guys that were on the outside.
I thought Sugar should have been a tag team champion.
Technically,
Why isn't he
is.
Why?
It's Freebird rule.
So,
plus 4.
No, they're doing that? That's right.
Probably. They're probably going
This
to
is
look, they can do whatever they want. They'll come in and vandalize the general manager's office and,
Guess who's going to, and get a contract, guess who's going to lose the title? It's going to be the white guy. They're going to throw him out. throw them all through. Hopefully. All right, what else we got, bro?
We got Ava booking Myles, Borne, and Brian Pillman Jr. in a blindfold match, which we'll see on the actual NXT weekly show is coming up. And then we move on to our Knockouts title match for TNA Knockouts Championship. Ash by Elegance versus Masha Slamovich versus Reptilian Britt Baker.
This is a good match. I like this.
There's a fatal ejection here.
Right.
Which puts Jacy at a severe disadvantage because, the Elegance brand is still allowed to be out here.
Yes, they are.
Masha's screwed. She's on her own. She didn't have any friends in the first place.
No, poor Masha. Well, she's Russian, so you know how that works.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, I'll go to the finish. Then we can circle back. Tell me what you think of the match.
Sure.
And then I'll say a little something.
Okay.
So, Masha just gets jobbed here, because she gets knocked out by the elbow, right?
Yep.
That is Jacy elbow. Then, what's her name? One of the Elegance brand pulls Jacy out by the leg, and that allows Ash to climb up, hit the rarefied air, which is a swanton, on Masha, and Ash recaptures. Well, she never had it, but for TNA, she recaptures the Knockouts Championship. So they gave Jacy an out. They wouldn't even beat her.
Right. Well, I mean, this is okay because, again, you get the belt back on a TNA wrestler, and you get a storyline moving forward, where Masha can chase the title now on TNA. My whole question during this entire match, and I did really like the match, and as much as I've made fun of Jacy Jayne and we call her Reptilian Britt Baker, I think the girl I think she's evolved into a really good in-ring wrestler. Good character and everything. I think she's really fucking good now. I have to give her I'm personally going to give her a props. But Ash by Elegance. Ash, former WWE wrestler. When did she become a good wrestler? Because I thought she did a damn good job.
I suppose
she's really good.
I suppose it was the moment she left this system.
Yeah, it was like she was a cheese sandwich in the WWE. She goes to TNA. She becomes this character, which is basically what's her name from AEW. Just, with a little twist. She has a little Puerto Rican guy talking for her. She has two 80s women's wrestlers, by her side. And she's just fucking really good. Like, I was like, holy shit, she's so good at wrestling. When the fuck did this happen? So, to put the little cherry on the cake, I think this was a fucking great match with these girls. I think this was actually one of my favorite matches of the night. And I think all three women were great. Masha Slamovich was underwhelming to me during this match. Maybe I missed something. I've heard so much about her, and I'm like, this is a cheese sandwich too. Like, she was like a cheese sandwich in the ring, a Russian cheese sandwich. No Russian dressing though, just a dry 2 pieces of bread, not even toast, on a slab of cheese, and it's not even like good like cheddar. It's just American cheese.
Blame you for thinking that.
Tell me why, though. Like, why? Tell me why.
TNA has a handful of people that could pass as marketable, that can do something for their company. And they are determined to snuff every one of them out.
Oh, no.
There's no future for anybody in that company. And I went into greater detail than I can or than I care to here on the Impact Attack. So I'm not just shilling for another show that I do. If you guys aren't listening, those of you who listen, thank you. Those of you who heard what I said on Monday, you know what I'm talking about. But as far as I could see, TNA had 3 people that were worth a damn. Moose, Joe Hendry, Masha Slamovich. They're all cold as ice right now. Like, not one of them is worth a fuck right now.
That's crazy.
And that's a concerted effort on TNA's part. And WWE has done nothing to help because they don't, again, as I said at the top of the show, they don't know who they have. They don't know what to do with the people they have. So, here comes Masha. This whole thing should be, she's sort of like caught in the middle of this, whatever angle they're trying to work out between these two companies. And she's done nothing to make anybody impressed that she's even here. Not storyline wise or anything, not even in this match. Like whatever match, whoever agented this, put this together. Like you're not leaving with the impression all you've seen is her get beat. And she got beat here. And why don't you want to beat Jacy Jayne? The most beatable champion, right?
Right.
Like what's so great about Jacy Jayne? We know she's good. We know she's got a job. You're trying to cram her down our throats and have been for a while. It's never going to happen. But if you beat her, that's something good for TNA because you're getting your belt back and you're beating the person that's holding it. They can't even do that for him. So you can already see where this is going. So, yeah, dude. The only way you can enjoy Masha Slamovich is if you just look for those little things. Those little things that only somebody like a Johnny Rodz will be able to instill in one of his students or whatever,
Right.
But if you're in it for the if you're in it for the glamour or if you're in it for the push, you're not seeing it right now. She used to have it.
Outshined.
Yeah, she and yeah, to get outshined by these two,
Well,
they can't lace her boots, man.
No, wrestling wise, probably not. But I didn't see anything though like that.
Right. Because she's, I bet she's been getting some advice from people that she shouldn't be taking. That's and because she's trying to be a good soldier, and because somebody like Johnny Rodz would probably be the type of person to tell her, do what's expected of you, be a professional. She's being too professional, is my guess.
Right. Okay.
And fuck you, Frank. You don't know anything about talent, so don't worry about it. But anyway, that's what happened here. And she's pretty much dead. Ricky Saints is talking up Javon Evans, but he makes his intentions known. I'm going to get you if you win that belt.
I'm going to grab you. I'm going to get you. I'll give you the claw. The claw.
Yeah. All right. Now, Blake Monroe versus Jordynne Grace.
It was I lost focus during this match a few times. Jordynne Grace, who I had really high hopes for, and I'm not gonna say this again. This will be the last time I say this. Everything that you've said it's just true. She's just not good. And not to say that she's a bad wrestler or whatever, or she's just not good. Yo, that whole shit that you were talking with Jimmy about her husband with the 2 strokes, you and I both know, bro, that this dude is on some horse pills or something like that, because I know what you were talking about. Like 5 minutes into a match, he's fucking blown up. He's dripping sweat. And Jordynne Grace, and yes, Jordynne Grace says, did she get a breast reduction or some shit? Didn't she have bigger, like, fake boobs? She's flat chested.
No,
It's weird.
It's just
I'm
that
just saying, it's weird.
the way she transforms her physique, right? They're gonna look different sitting there.
Weird, dude. Look, man, the right person won this match. Blake Monroe. I think there's more money in her. And I would have never thought that a year ago.
Yeah, there's a lot more. I mean, there's definitely a lot more money on her, I would say.
100%. Easy.
If you were smarter, if you were a better shady promoter, you could have got a lot more out of Jordynne Grace up to this point. But you're not, because once again, it's all in the presentation and the marketing, bro. What do we talk about? What do we talk about? The things that we don't like. Take her personality, like her shoot personality aside. But what were we talking about last week? We're talking about her doing this, trying to get this. They're telling her to get the sympathy vote with these sit down interviews, talking about I was made fun of and all this, because that's them telling her that she needs to say that, right? Just the same way they told Lola Vice, you need to talk about your mama, right? Like
nobody cares.
These guys don't know shit, bro. You're fucking everybody up and you're coasting right now because you're making all these $1 billion deals because nobody else knows what the fuck they're doing either. So that's it. So if you had brought Jordynne Grace in and presented her a certain way, you could have gotten more out of her. Now, eventually, you know, she would have been exposed as a fraud, but like you could, you know, as old timers like Jim Cornette would say, you could steal a few houses with her first, you know, before you have to kick her to the side. Blake Monroe's a lot more consistent and traditional. Like you see a blonde white woman, okay, good. We can market that because we know people like that. And she just happens to be British. That's extra. And, you know, she happens to be good as a wrestler, so she can work with different people and carry her weight that way. We don't have to teach her too much. So you got all that stuff working for her. And now it's up to them to drop the ball, which they will. It's going to happen. You'll see it.
And also Blake is like, she does little things that just shine, like charismatic wise, you know, during the match, like facially and selling and all this other shit. Jordynne Grace doesn't hold a candle. Jordynne Grace is just
And it's a lame version of that. So like, also I will say this, I'll give you this personal tip. It's really for everybody, but since, you know, Blake did it, Mariah May, sweetie, if you're going to take a bump like a top rope or a second rope power bomb, don't try to break your fall with your arm, because the only thing that's going to break is your arm, and you got lucky. Okay? You have to flatten out just like any other bump. Don't reach back. Don't chicken out. Just take the bump, or tell her no, you ain't doing it. Either way, you know, but you can't brace your fall with your arms. It's bad. It's really bad. You could fuck yourself up.
So bad.
Yeah. All right. So anyway.
Yeah.
It's okay though, Ray, that she took that, because moments later she was able to just get up like nothing happened and throw Jordan's face in the buckle that got exposed earlier and hit her with the DDT to win. So
that was awesome.
She's fine. Her arm's fine.
Sure.
Let's see. Jada was bitching to the trainer backstage, and Lash made the save. He saved the trainer from listening to her bitch.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lash.
Really happy.
And then there was this whole like a verbal schmoz in the hallway featuring
Lola Vice.
Sarah trying to get an interview with Fatal Influence, and then Zarisol came in and Lola came in, and you know, blah 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 blah. It was terrible. Speaking of terrible, our next match.
I'm gonna hit this button.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
I gotta say something before you say anything.
Well, let me just tell the people that this is Team USA versus Team Canada in a national pride battle or whatever the hell this was. So it's Tyra May Steele and Tavion Heights versus Ethan Page and Chelsea Green. Okay, go ahead.
This is why I say they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? What city did this take place in? This was in where the hell did this take place? I forgot.
Oh, this was like right in the heart of America, over in good old
Okay, right. But it was in America, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you would think that the Americans, right, are gonna root for the Americans. Now, what you're doing is you're putting these two kids in, Tyra May Steele and Tavion Heights, who I think both have tons of potential. But guess what, Vet? And I'm just making a guess here. I guess, and I think they're fucked. Already.
I wonder why.
First match in. How, hey, anybody, whoever writes for NXT, I'm going to ask you a question because I know the Stooges are out there and you guys listen. You watch all these shows.
Lowell, Massachusetts, by the way. Thank you, Professor.
Right. Very. By the way, a very liberal state. I'll just put that out there. Very liberal. What the fuck were you thinking? Putting these two kids who you're trying to get over with the crowd up against possibly the most popular WWE main roster superstar in Chelsea Green. Are you fucking stupid? There is no chance that these two kids wearing red, white, and blue, America, yeah, America, fuck yeah, in a very liberal state, who I'm pretty sure support Canada. They're up there, but they support Canada. It's a political thing, but there's a reason why I'm saying this. You put these two fucking kids in their first, like, real match, really, together, right? Against Hulk Hogan in the 80s. Fuck Ethan Page. Let's fuck off with Ethan Page right now, because Ethan Page is on a whole other level right now, you know. But you put him in a ring with this girl, Chelsea Green, and you fucked them. They were booed out of the fucking building. How awkward and uncomfortable, Vet, did you feel watching Tavion Heights? Yeah! Boo! You fucking suck. Or this young lady who's told to smile and hold up your.
And also, wasn't this the one that on the LFG, Bubba told her not to smile so damn much, and she just said that's who she is?
Bro. So you got this smiley-faced young lady. Bro, this is the Secret Hervis was over. Like, you can't put these kids in as baby faces against this heel tag team who is wildly popular, not just in NXT, in WWE. For some reason, people can't get enough of Chelsea Green.
I know the reason.
Well, I mean, we all know the reason, but because she's great. I think she's great, and she's
well,
fucking...
it's more than that, but continue.
So anyway, they fucking lose the match, right, Vet? They lose the match. The entire match, I felt so terrible for these guys. And Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele, they're fucking good. They're good at wrestling. Booed. Viciously booed out of the building. When they got pinned, you would have thought it was WrestleMania 4, Macho Man Randy Savage finally winning the world title. Kofi Kingston becoming the first black world heavyweight champion at WrestleMania. Hulk Hogan facing The Rock and then starting Hulk up. These kids were fucked. Tell me when you know what? Where is this, Vet? I should have it here.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
The floor is yours.
Can't tell you. Yeah, that was my first note. The only thing I wrote down here about this match was crowd immediately cheers for Canada. Now, why do they cheer for these people? It's not just that Chelsea Green is entertaining or whatever. It's what I always say. How do you get over as a babyface in 2025?
You got to be heel.
Is Chelsea a heel?
Big time heel.
Well, the bigger the time heel you are, the more the crowd likes it, because we're in the age of cheering for ironic things. They would cheer. It doesn't matter if they were in Massachusetts. It doesn't matter where they were. They could have put this in any city in the country, and the kind of wrestling fans that would pay to come to an NXT show would cheer for Team Canada because they came to have fun. And the only thing they see on Team America side, Tavion and Tyra, the only thing they see is the same thing you're talking about. Yeah! Go out there and smile. Like they're tired of that. We don't pay to see wrestling that anymore. We pay to sing entrance music and cheer for the entertaining people. And it's not our fault that you keep making all the heels entertaining in your fucking company. Right? So here's another deeper layer to this that you're not even touching on.
Bro said racist crowd. Sorry, good.
Absolutely. It is Massachusetts and they are black.
Lowell.
Now, but there's another issue, which is in this era of big money guaranteed contracts and WWE making deals all over the world with everybody, right? We are still in the business of turning a profit, you know, and we want these guys to get over, but we can't have them getting too over. So how do we keep a roster of people that are available to us that we can switch out as interchangeable parts whenever we need? We have to let them know that they're expendable and that they're replaceable and that you need us way more than we need you. So when you have a bright possible future for somebody like, I don't know, a shoot Olympic gold medalist, wouldn't it be better to keep your thumb on that person so they don't get too big of a head, right? Shouldn't you have to pay some dues and learn things the hard way? And maybe that's why nobody's getting fucking over, is because they don't want anybody to get over. And they're just going to keep running the same play over and over again with the same people. We're going to keep going to the Seth Rollins well. We're going to keep going to the Tribal Chief well. We're going to keep going to all these different, the same old wells, the same old water, and you're going to drink it because you're all sheep and you're all thirsty, right?
I'm thirsty.
God forbid you would have like an Olympic gold medalist that the people would want to cheer in any fashion, right? And we'll talk about that even further once we get to the match from the actual NXT show. But this, whoever put this together ought to be ashamed of themselves. The only good thing to come out of this match was Ethan Page making an attempt when he ad-libbed and grabbed the mic and said, "You're all denied citizenship."
He tried.
And then everybody booed him, but then they went back to cheering later, like, obviously.
Yeah,
they were booing the fact that they don't get to be Canadian, not so much that the heel had any heat, right?
Great point. Ethan Page, what a fucking pro. Right? Because he saw the reaction the kids were getting, the American kids were getting, and he said, let me try to do something.
Yes.
And the fact that you knew it was something like he just thought up because the mic wasn't even on. You couldn't even hear half of what he said. He had to re-emphasize.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to Ethan Page for that. He tried.
Yeah.
So this is 100% the fault of whoever decided to book these kids against Hulk Hogan in the 80s. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're going to lose it 100 times out of 100.
Yeah, everyone knows what they did. There were no mistakes here. But anyway, yeah, so as far as the match goes, a bunch of shenanigans because you got this whole like cadre of people outside the ring against just two honest white meat baby faces, and they lose.
So they should.
They beat Tyra May Steele. Of the two people, you had basically a job guy from a fucking faction on your show, right? And they choose in the debut or whatever. And it's like her fourth debut, but they still it's the highest profile match she's had yet because it's a PLE, and we're gonna beat her, not the guy nobody ever is gonna care about. We'll beat the actual legit shooter that could probably fold Ethan Page in half, let alone Chelsea Green. So that shows you again, this is deliberate. That tells you it's deliberate.
The only reason I think they did that, and it doesn't make sense, you're right, you're 100% right, there's nothing wrong, but I'm thinking what they're thinking, Tavion Heights is going to challenge this dude for the Canadian Championship, North American Champ, whatever it is now. He's gonna challenge him, Ethan Page. So I guess they're thinking, let's keep this kid strong while burying this world-class, real shooter with all the potential in the world, built like a fucking brick house. Let's fucking pin her. I don't get it.
Well,
I don't get it. Like, I can't believe people actually get paid for this. It shocks me.
it's amazing.
Anyway.
But, I mean, there's ways out of it. Like, just sitting here, I immediately just thought you could have had her put the ankle lock on Chelsea Green and not let go on the rope break, and the referee counts to 5 or whatever. Because she got so pissed during the match at something Chelsea did, and she snapped like another guy that used to use the ankle lock. And then you could add a little flavor to her personality. Like, I smile, but God damn it, don't you do whatever you did. Like, that could be like, hit her with something, earlier in the match or whatever. But like, that's just some way that you could have got out of it without just, she could still lose the match and then you don't beat her like that. And then Tavion's still clean, like you said, for the title thing. So whatever, like, think about it for 5 seconds. The fact that they came up with this means they know exactly what they're doing and they're just assholes. That's it.
That's
End
it.
of story.
End of story.
Yeah. So yeah, way to get her over, way to get America over, way to do everything. Josh Briggs interrupts Oba doing official Stevie Richards fit. He's got an official band. He's doing it. Oba knows. And Josh Briggs comes in and interrupts him to say that actually I'm next. So watch out.
Yeah, watch your back, son.
And then Sarah Schreiber is talking to Ava, and Ava has a wonderful announcement that the Speed title is coming to NXT. Well, both of them. Both Speed titles are coming to NXT. And Sol Ruca is going to defend her Speed title because she's one of the Speed titles. They're going to have a tournament, and she's going to defend it against the winner. So look forward to that, everybody. Don't worry. It may be a tournament, but these Speed matches are only 3 minutes, so it'll be over in a flash. It'll take less time than it did for the crowd to stop booing Team America. Young OG versus Oba in the main event.
Crazy match
for the NXT Championship.
I mean, what can't you say about this match?
That I liked it.
Oh, it's a fucking great match, man. The spot where Oba fucking just throws the kid out of the ring onto the table. This kid's gonna kill himself.
Yeah.
But he's young. He'll recover, hopefully. His bump card, like when you take a bump like that, how many notches on the bump card is that? It's not just one, right?
Well, it depends how bouncy he is.
He's very bouncy.
Some people are less bouncy, so that's going to put more punches.
He's bouncy.
He may have come out with 0 punches if he's really bouncy.
Listen, they had me believing this kid had a chance.
And you believed.
Well, here's the thing. I would have believed more if Ricky Saints didn't have that conversation with him before the match. Because when Ricky Saints came in, I said, oh, wait a second. Ricky Saints is going to be the one that's going to take the belt off of Oba. And then Oba will go to the main roster. And then, that's where it'll go.
They shouldn't do that.
So, but it's going to happen. You and I both know this, Vet.
Shouldn't
It's going to happen. It's going to
Gotta
happen.
not do it. Oba should hand it back.
It's going to happen.
He should hand it back. Like, here, no one can beat me. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Yes. But it's going to happen.
Then we can have a tournament. Maybe we got NXT Championship Speed Tournament. So it's still for the NXT Championship, but every match is only 3 minutes. And then Ricky Starks can win that. No? Don't like it?
No. I
thought
like
it was
it.
pretty good.
I think it's great, but it's not going to happen. Ricky Saints will be your NXT champion. This was a fun match, man. Anything that stuck out to you during this match that you enjoyed? Or
Nah, I didn't care for the match, but it was all right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not really. Just, well, one, like you said, outcome never in doubt.
Yeah.
For 2,
Unfortunately,
I knew I wasn't going to see much that I hadn't already seen. You could make a 5-minute video package of all the time that Javon Evans has taken a bump where he's been thrown or knocked through something. So that even wasn't particularly special. So, yeah. And then he just, after that ridiculous, it was so funny too, because he takes him and pitches him out and throws him through the table. And then he just runs out there, scoops him up, throws him in the ring, and like just does his normal finish. Like, why bother? Why don't you just let him lay there for 10 seconds and just stand there? How much more Like
Well-
regal and majestic and powerful would he look with that? If the camera shot it a certain way, like how they shoot him where he's doing his, he does that little stupid pose he does. He does the
cat pose.
Yeah, he does that lame pose, but the way they shoot it looks cool with the light coming from the back.
Right.
Now, if you showed like a vantage point of him where you could see, like maybe you get the camera low, kind of where Javon is like struggling on the ground and shooting up to see him just watch as the referee counts to 10 and there's nothing Javon can do. Like he doesn't even get fingers on the apron. Like he just
that'd be good.
dead. And then you just watch Oba stand there staring at him like, I did this.
And then he goes.
And he won't even turn around until it's the time where Ricky Saints comes out, and now Oba turns around and holds the belt at him. But Ricky Saints didn't pay attention to the belt, so he wasn't frozen. He could still talk all that shit because he wasn't looking at the belt. That's the key. Don't look at it.
Look into my eyes. Well, folks, so all in all, Vet, what'd you think of the little PLE thing?
F.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
That's not fair. I should give it a D minus.
It wasn't. I quite.
I would have gave it an F, but then I remembered the Great American Bash happened. That's an F. You can't put these shows on the same level. So I have to slightly elevate this one up to D.
I'm giving this a solid C, maybe C minus.
Okay.
But with that being said, folks, I think it's time for you to join us. We're going to take a quick walk, Vet. Let's make this a brisk jog. Can we do that?
We'll do the best we can.
And ladies and gentlemen, walk with us. It's time for NXT. NXT August 26, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the fallout from Heatwave, which we just reviewed. So join us as we walk. We're walking to Florida, folks. It is Orlando, Florida. It's raining, but now the sun's coming out. It's a little humid, but it's cool because each one of your houses has a little swimming pool in the back, so you can cool off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is NXT, and Vet, let's do this, man.
All right, well, we're starting out with some Heatwave catch-up, and that ends with Saints, and the show starts with Saints, and he comes out, and Josh Briggs comes out, and they have a little promo off there. Ricky calls him Sid from Toy Story.
That's funny.
Ava says we need a new number one contender since no one has heard from Javon Evans since Heatwave. And when she said that, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? What hearing from Javon Evans is contingent upon us getting a new number one contender? What, you need his permission?
I would have said that he was a reject from the Blue Oyster.
Well, I mean, that works too.
The Toy Story thing.
Yeah, still.
Okay.
Yada, yada, yada. Anything to add?
No.
Okay. From Sunday, apparently this happened at Heatwave, Blake and Ava were interrupted by Kelani, or should I say Kaluser, because why is she over here talking about anybody's title shots when she just lost a match herself?
She literally took the loss.
Yeah, so shut up.
Yeah, shut up, dummy.
So Blake Monroe gets her entrance. We go to break, and then we get Kelani Jordan versus Blake Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
In a corny ass spot, Jordan Grace comes out, chases Blake Monroe. She runs around like this is almost like a comedy spot. She runs around until Jordan Grace cuts her off. It's like a Looney Tunes thing, where like somebody's chasing and then they somehow got ahead of them.
Well, Jordan,
right?
Jordan Grace she broke the law. What law did she break?
What law did she break, right?
Did you not notice that emergency exit was chained up? That's why she couldn't get out.
Oh.
So I would advise you all to call your local fire department and report NXT or Jordan Grace. She did the old, what's his name? What's the movie? Stand By Me, Lean On Me?
Lean On Me, yeah. Joe Clark.
Yeah, Joe Clark. We chained You can't chain. You can't keep these kids chained inside. No, whatever the fuck.
I would like to invoke a line from that movie from the great Morgan Freeman playing Joe Clark.
I'm Batman.
To the writers of NXT.
What is that?
Do you or do you not smoke crack? Come on, man.
That was awesome.
You don't give awesome things a rim shot. You give Jimmy T
right,
jokes
fine.
a rim shot. We've been over this.
There you go.
Yeet.
There you go. I'll take that. So anyway, yeah. So Blake runs back around until she gets back in the ring and Kalani Jordan plants her and gives her the split-legged moonsault. Way to keep Blake Monroe's momentum going.
What are they doing, dude?
I told you, they don't know.
What the fuck? I don't get it. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. I'll do it.
This shit is rotten, bro. This show is rotten 10.
This is a rotten show, folks.
So Myles Borne comes out, and he's getting ready to go to the ring, but Sarah's there. She's interviewing him. It's like, what are you gonna do? And like, he's like, I'm gonna need help from all you guys to show me. Like, he explains what the crowd's role is in a blindfold match, right? And I'm just, of course, do I even have to say it? Everybody's immediately thinking, you can't hear anyway. So, okay, so how do you? Okay, look.
The vibrations, Vet.
Yes.
Explains the science.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have to do that. What he has to do is he has to tell the people to do, instead of what they normally do, which
Stomping.
is stomp on the floor. That simple. Right?
He's deaf.
Do you or do you not smoke crack?
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Bro, let me tell you something. Immediately on the pay-per-view with the Heatwave, when she said it's going to be a blindfold match, the first thing I'm saying, how the fuck does this? Because I'm thinking about Rick Martel against Jake the Snake Roberts. How the fans were, pointing, and he would point and all this shit. I'm like, well, how the fuck is he going to hear anybody? He should have brought in a scientist or a doctor, an ear doctor, and explained how the vibrations and I don't know. All I'm saying
He's
is
Daredevil.
This was fucking stupid, bro.
He's reverse Daredevil instead of being blind.
I'm gonna get you. I'll do even better. What I would have done was, before the match started, I would have sprayed him with some of that arrogance. I would have sprayed what's his name? Fucking King with the arrogance. That way he can smell him. Because when you lose one sense, the other senses are stronger. He could have smelled them too. No, that doesn't work.
Or we could have just never done this.
Yeah,
but we did it. We did it, and of course, Pillman does like one of the only finishes you can do in these matches, which is pull up the blindfold when the referee is not. I did like the finish because I like the fact that he's like, and he pokes the referee in his eye, which gave him the opportunity. That was cool. That was very heel thing. But how would you know that the referee couldn't see you though?
Damn, I didn't think that far ahead.
Yeah.
Shit.
What if the referee quickly rubbed his eyes and then saw him kick him in the balls? Like, you don't know. That's the whole gimmick of it. Whatever. Who cares? It's stupid. They shouldn't do blindfold matches. It was just Shawn Michaels entertaining himself, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. He smokes crack. And then, so yeah, he kicks him in the balls and hits the coronation on him. He pulls the hood back on after he gets the whatever. So there you go. Myles Borne lost. Brian Pillman Jr. won a match for once. Hey, finally happened.
Hey, Hogan slammed Andre. A lot of Hogan references today. Sorry.
Yeah. So
this is crazy.
Wren Sinclair and Kendall Gray are going to team up. Charlie Dempsey's going to supervise. And it's the team of Rendell versus the Culling ladies.
Okay. Kendall Gray is going to be a fucking star.
Think?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. That girl can wrestle, and she's pretty, and she's really like her character, like and like her ability to emote emotion and connect with the crowd. She's still learning, but she's really fucking good. Out of everybody in this damn ring, that girl's gonna be a star. I'll tell you what, I think she's top 3 talent in NXT right now. And when
Kendall Gray.
Yeah. I think she's that good. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so. I see something in her. Like I saw something in Tiffany Stratton back in the day. Like I saw something back, I can go down the list of people who I really thought were going to be big stars. I think she's going to be a big star. I don't think she's going to be in NXT too long either. I really think she's going to be good. Now tell me why I'm wrong, Ben. Tell me what I'm telling lies.
Well, you're only wrong because it's not up to her. Now
it's fair.
Now, this is Kendall Gray's second run on TV, in case you forgot.
I know.
Also, I'm looking at like, why are you teaming up Tyra May Steele with Tavion Heights when you could be teaming her with Kendall Gray and you have the two shooters throwing bitches around?
Yeah, man. Yeah, well,
because they don't want to. That's why
No,
they didn't. Because they didn't think of that. That's why.
Yeah, Izzi, Damon, Tatum, back to.
Yeah, just do that. Well, anyway, so while Kendall is has Paxum in a submission, Izzi hits a sky high on Wren and wins the match.
The story of this match is that it appears that Tatum Paxley is willing to help and give of herself, not only physically but mentally, to her teammate, and Izzi Dame couldn't give two fucks because she could have saved Tatum Paxley while she was in the armbar, but she said, "Nope, I'm gonna take the pin." Where before, Tatum Paxley took it upon herself to save her teammate. So we're seeing that little story develop. So we'll see where that goes. I have a sword.
Yeah, who's in charge of the nuance of this compared to everything else is stupid?
Who knows? That's why it's Abyss.
It's Abyss. Yeah, sure. Are you mad at me? So Briggs versus Saints with I'm sorry, I watched this feed. I didn't see any entrances for these guys.
No.
These guys got the jobber entrance, right? I guess their entrance started at the beginning of the show.
Right. And how did you feel about that?
I think you should do the entrance.
Okay.
But not that I care to see these guys' entrance, but I'm just saying, like, it's weird if you don't.
Match. It's a big match, right?
Seems like it. I mean, number one contendership for your company's belt. Or is this your company's belt? Or is it Reptilian Britt Baker's belt is the number one belt, since this is a women's promotion on the CW? With Maybelline in the center of the canvas most of the time.
No. It's still a man's world.
Well, it don't mean nothing if it don't have Paxum Taylor.
Something.
All right. Briggs versus Saints, no entrances. Ricky Saints wins with a tornado DDT. Did Briggs do anything to change your recent opinions of him?
No.
Okay.
I mean, he's not a bad wrestler. He's a big guy, but it's just he's a cheese hero.
They
not
have
a normal
those?
cheese. Yeah, not a normal cheese sandwich.
You take the whole 64 slices and you put it all down.
Put it all down. All American cheese. Straight across, no bread, no water, just cheese.
Some bread.
Well,
some
more bread. No
bread,
water.
No water.
Just cheese.
Just cheese.
There you go. Cheese.
And you toast it. You can toast it. With Josh Briggs, you can toast it.
You could, yeah. It's like he has a little something, but it's not enough. He's never gonna. I wish him luck.
There was a time.
There was a time, but I'm gonna say that I think Josh Briggs is gonna be one of those guys that all of a sudden, you don't see him on TV for like a week, 2 weeks, a month go by, and then all of a sudden you get like the Twitter thing. WWE releases this person, Josh Briggs, this person. So why are you laughing?
because it's funny the way you said it. Yeah. So, all right. So yeah, he doesn't win. We get Zarisol and Vice. They're all best friends now. Jada comes in, blah, blah, blah. Lash comes in because Jada can't get away from Lash Legend now. And they're yapping. And in the background, you go back, you can see ZARIA has now picked up Lola Vice and is curling her like a barbell.
I was kind of turned on.
Yeah.
It was just me.
No, it's hot.
It is pretty hot.
Can you imagine those three? And you know what? Never mind. That's a different category That's a different category on a different internet channel.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Saints is still in the ring.
Oh, why?
Because he's talking to the camera, and Oba starts walking, and then he gets out there eventually after a commercial break, and essentially he comes out and calls Ricky Saints mid, which, you know, mediocre, I think is the word he used.
You are very mediocre.
Yeah. But then Dark State attacks. And then the Honks come out to help because they're still mad that they lost. Not cleanly, but they lost. Yeah. Okay. Ava has her tournament bracket ready.
No.
It's ready now. Candace is going to be in the tournament.
Okay.
What's her name from NXT from TNA? I mean, is going to be in the tournament.
So it's let me see if
you remember what's her name from TNA?
Yeah, that girl.
Xia Brookside.
Yeah, Rosemary.
She used to be. No, sorry, no. Rosemary's too old to have a speed match.
Poor Rosemary. She never got that real shot, huh?
Well, if she actually brought her knife, the match could end real quick. Her knife from her backpack.
Are you talking
Remember
about
her underworld backpack that had a knife in it?
The mystical dagger that she had. It's a real soul snatcher.
It looked like a kitchen knife, though. That's the thing about it. Maybe that was just to disguise it on the Earth realm.
Yeah, it's really curvy and has a dragon handle. It's head
okay.
Handle.
Alba Fire enters with the Canadian contingent.
So over.
And then we get Tyra May Steele versus Alba. And I'm watching the match that they're having.
Okay.
And I'm like, right away. Well, just the fact that this match is taking place. I wrote down on my notes, it's too late for this. You just beat her. We don't now go to the henchman to try to get yourself. Oh, you fucked her already. It's
the
over.
Other way around.
Yes. You could have built this up for a while if you had wanted to.
And then they put her in with, I guess, the least popular henchman, or the least popular, like she
that has a ton of NXT equity.
Right. And she's a main roster girl. And she's affiliated with the Canadian team. People were cheering for Alba Fire.
Yeah. So
she's fucked.
Yeah, it's a wrap, and they've done this. And the match was horrible, not because of what not the moves they were doing, but the way it was laid out, because of they knew how this was going to be. It was a horrible match to happen. The crowd did not care at all. Like, they weren't popping on anything. They didn't care. Because at the end of the day, Alba Fire's still Alba Fire, and they weren't really going to cheer. So, it sucks. And as a absolute rotten cherry on top of this shit Sunday, they had her win with what, Ray?
What did they have her win by? Hold on.
It was very memorable, as you can see.
What was it? Hold on. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Where is this? Hold on.
Don't worry, I won't tell you. The little write-up you're reading can tell you.
It's Alba Fire. Okay, it says kick out Mrs. Tyra Steele's wounded by a folding press.
Folding press. There's another name for that. It's called a fucking schoolboy.
A folding.
She
press,
rolled her up.
Says here.
She won. The amateur wrestler who has a gold fucking medal won by the skin of her teeth against the henchman in a match that's supposed to get her over.
I forgot she won by roll up. That's awesome.
No dominant finishing move. No nothing. It's over. Do you or do you not smoke crack? Sam's.
They smoke crack.
Okay.
They smoke crack, Vet.
I would think a crack smoker would write a much more energetic show with a lot of better ideas.
Oh my God.
You'd have so
ever
much
interacted-
energy. Think
Vet,
about it.
Have you ever interacted with a crackhead?
Probably without knowing.
I'll tell you something. If you know a crackhead, like if it's a crackhead that you know from the neighborhood or somebody who maybe you went to school with who became a crackhead, they're actually quite delightful and energetic people. And also incredibly, like, just, you can't beat them. I've seen a crackhead fall out of a third-story window in behind my mother's building, plant face first, get up and continue running. Almost immortal, like Hulk Hogan's.
Well, it used to be.
He's still immortal.
So what you're saying is the answer to do they or do they not smoke crack is not. Because a crackhead would write a better show is what you're saying. Most likely. Okay, gotcha. The Honks want a rematch.
No.
And Ava's like, well, have this 8-man first. Then Sarah asks Reptilian Britt Baker how she's coping with losing one of her belts. And then Jazmyn's like, well, I'm going to win the speed championship and we'll get some gold back here. And then they all start bickering again like they do.
Speed championship.
It's a very uneasy alliance here, this fatal influence.
That is, can I just say the speed championship is the most worthless thing since the 24/7 title. I feel like that had more validity.
Oh, it definitely
to it.
did.
Fucking speed title, a 3-minute match.
Well, again,
what's wrong with you guys?
Like I said when the thing first was introduced, it's like, well, if anybody could just win in 3 minutes, then why do we have to sit through all these matches?
Oh,
I mean, if you're telling me that every match should be a time limit draw on WWE Speed, shouldn't it? Nobody should be able to beat anybody in 3 minutes. It should all be draws. Anyways, the main event is ZARIA Sol Vice versus Fatal Influence. The long story short version of this match is Jayne gets speared, Jazz gets snatched, and Fallon gets fisted.
Whoa.
And Lola Vice wins.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Baby's up.
Oh,
I'm a Latina.
She sure is, brother.
Lots of booty shaking.
She sure is.
Another trio of ladies with nice butts.
Yeah, I would say that. And
even ZARIA, you know, ZARIA's got a nice ass.
Bro, ZARIA is not an unattractive woman at all. She just wears all that crazy makeup. She's pretty as fuck.
Yeah, she's just Road Warrior version.
Yeah, she's really cute. Yeah, dude. This was it's a match. They all got their shit in. Baby's up. What else can I say? What other wrestling podcast terminology can I use?
I think we run through everything, and we probably invented some today.
How about this? What you gonna do, brother? When Hulkamania, the Next Level Wrestling Review, run wild on you. Another Hulk Hogan reference there. Hulk Hogan reference type day.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of show. Can you imagine if we added the acknowledgments at the top?
20 more minutes, easy.
It'd be fucking 5 o'clock at night. It is what it is. Well, Vet, we did it again. We turned chicken salad into chicken shit. No, the other way around. You're the best in the world, Vet, and there are places that the best in the world can be seen. Before you put over any of the HMG shit, what did you do on your Twitch channel yesterday? Did you stream? What did you stream? What did you talk about? What do you want to talk about? What did you play about?
You may be aware that the new Metal Gear Solid 3 remake is now available if you had early access. And so I was playing that.
Why?
Tactical espionage action. In the jungles of Russia.
Is okay. You don't never played Metal Gear.
It's an interesting and weird series. I don't know if you would like it or not. You don't have the patience for the kind of shit that these games have. You know?
My wife does. She's the one that likes to find clues and shit, and I'm like,
yeah,
let me kill.
I'd be interested to know what she would think of trying those games in, this year of 2025. But this would be a good one to start with, because even though it's the third in a series, it's the first in the chronology. So it kind of sets up the whole story.
First person shooter or third person?
No, it's a third person sort of. It's hard to describe. You just have to see it.
You'll probably like it.
She might like it. She might not. But there's lots of reasons why, for both. Anyways, that's what I was playing, and you can find me at Opinion Haver on Twitch. Love for you guys to hang out, because even if you guys don't care about video games, some people pop in here and there when they have time, like Frank or whoever. I appreciate all you guys, but it's really not so much about watching somebody play video games. It's more like it's my chance to interact with you more than I do here, because here, like I said, we had to keep this. We kept this at 2 hours, because we couldn't stop and just talk about every single comment.
No.
But it's an easier way for you to you can always chat with me about wrestling. I never get really tired of talking about wrestling if that's what you guys want to talk about. So you can always come over. I give lots of life advice. Cold Blooded's there. He can attest to everything I'm saying. Always giving life advice and support and humorous anecdotes and stories. And
I like anecdotes.
Yeah. So don't think of it as watching somebody play videos. Think of it as more just like the video games are the background for a therapy session or a hangout or whatever you want to use it as. It's just chatting, and that's where you can find me at Opinion Haver on Twitch and every other social media platform. HMG, you already know. Impact Attack every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern with Brandon. We talk about TNA portion of this relationship. Every Sunday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern with Jimmy T, and I talk about AEW on Da Wreckage. Every Friday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, you have Wrestling with Rogers, where you can ask him a question. And he was just at the Cauliflower Alley Club, so he's got stories about Cauliflower Alley Club and hanging out with Mick Foley and a bunch of people there. So go check out that episode on YouTube. Check out the Stevie Richards Show. Stevie Richards Show got a Stevie Richards Show every Friday, but guess what? Stevie, for some crazy reason, decided to review Forbidden Door. So that's like a bonus 2 hours of Forbidden Door review, as well as it's like a whole other show that they did, and they're going to have another one on Friday. So that's like 4 hours of Stevie this week.
I quite enjoyed his WCW two-parter. I don't know if you heard that one.
And there's a part 3 coming.
Oh, cool.
I got emailed the show notes.
Oh, nice.
So I know everything they're going to talk about on this show, including more about the comments people have been making about the Raja Jackson situation, everything like that. They're going to talk about all that. They're going to talk about WCW. They're going to do all the usual stuff, and it's going to be great. Limpin' Ain't Easy is the show. Timmy Baltimore is the guy. He just had Zach Gowen on, and I don't know who's next, but it's going to be somebody. Probably available right now if you check. Who knows? And I'd also like to say available right now for a low price is a new book from JTG called Damn, Why Did I Want to Be a Wrestler? So you can go and look for that right now, and I'm sure you can buy it on all kinds of stuff and whatever. Low price right now till Labor Day.
Very cool. Very cool. Why don't you support JTG? What's the name of the book one more time?
Let me make sure I get this 1000% right.
Okay.
Yes.
Damn,
Why Do You Want to Be a Wrestler?
Damn. Why do you
It's the third book in his series of Damn books. Like, Damn, Why Did I Pick Up My Phone? And Damn, Why Did I Pick Up My Phone Part 2?
I like the book. He had another book. Like, Damn, Why White Girls Got Big Asses Now? You see that one?
Well, we know why that is.
Oh, wow.
All the steroids in the food.
Oh. That's true. That's true. Hey, folks, don't forget, we got the Monday Locker Room. You can check that out every Monday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have the Smack Attack, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, our affiliate shows also include the A Show with April Hunter. We love you guys for tuning in. And our boys at the Pro Wrestling Reflection. This week, they're going to have an interesting one. It's going to be a pro wrestling spotlight. And, Vet, they are going to spotlight the history of, drum roll please, the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. You see the different iterations of the championship, everything. I know, Vet, your favorite TNA belt's the Jeff Hardy belt, correct?
I forgot about that.
Look at that. Look at that hideous fucking thing. Anyway, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, if you guys missed the Raw review, which I wasn't on, but hey, we had some RBV, we had some Matt Schaffer, we had some Jimmy T. Go check that out, guys. And it was a good review show. I haven't had a chance to listen to the whole thing yet, but I will as Becky. I go about my day. And what happened?
I said, look at that picture of Becky. She just can't wait to bury Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, right. She hates British people. All right, folks. Go on Twitter. Go tell Kelly Osbourne it's a work kid. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. That's a shoot. What you going to do, brother? We're out of here. Oh, wait. You got to hit that. Bye.
Yeet. Yeah.
This is the Hustler Rip Rogers. Yeah, it's fucking me. Yeah, and listen to the fucking Hameen Media Group. That's Ben Hameen Media Group from Rip Rogers. Go get him and go fuck yourself.